Dear Mr. President, as current seniors in high school, we have already gone through the college application process and are now waiting for various acceptance letters to arrive, hopefully soon. We are aware that you brought up education as one of the topics that you succeeded to work for during your first term as president. Although you mentioned a number of valid arguments, that you neglected to mention a fair portion of my concern about education.
Our first point touches on the education system as a whole. When we were children, we were pushed by the community and our parents to go to school, and the process continues today. In fact, it seems to be a social as well as economic necessity these days to be able to succeed later on as an adult. Nevertheless, there are still people who do not go to school and struggle to dig themselves out of the rut they're stuck in. Even though the federal and state government supports education, they only help students up to high school. As a prospective college student, as well as a child in a middle-class family, it is challenging to be able to afford the particularly prestigious private schools, especially when the only thing holding me back from attending the school is the price. Even with the FAFSA program and various scholarships available, it is difficult to keep up with the numerous part-time jobs as well as schoolwork.
These days, college is becoming the new high school, so as one of the most powerful men in the world, it would be worth your time to consider making education more affordable throughout college, not just high school. With all due respect, many students only seem to get far with legacy and the money in their parents' wallets. Since many students are unable to pay for their top choice school, even after they have been accepted, they end up going and settling for a local community college and are unable to grow as an individual as well as a member in the community. No one should have to settle when it concerns their education, and I am certain that hundreds of thousands of students across the country would highly appreciate it if you would consider and begin the process of implementing change in the schools.
Not only is it significant to help future college students with their finances, but it is also necessary to keep current art programs in schools. They are being cut from schools all over the nation because schools can't afford them anymore. Students deserve a well-rounded education so they can discover and pursue newfound passions. In many of your speeches, you mentioned first-hand experiences, so I want to do the same. I have been involved in art programs throughout my entire school career, but the most prominent has been music. I was first exposed to music classes in elementary school, and my interest in the topic skyrocketed. I joined the band in 5th grade and fell in love with the program and all of the people involved. A few years later, I learned art programs were not only beneficial for recreational purposes, but they also improve the way the brain works. In order to play music, the musician must read the notes and rhythms while watching the conductor and listening and balancing with other instruments at the same time. This causes increased cognitive development, meaning simply, kids who play music will be smarter. A recent study performed by the University of Kansas demonstrates that schools with excellent music programs show better results on standardized tests in math and English than schools that don't. If schools remove such music programs, they will ultimately be hurting their students.
Although some people are lucky enough to go to an esteemed university, not all of them are able to find work and suitable careers once they graduate. In fact, many of them are trapped in the post-grad slump where they encumbered with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and are forced to slowly pay off the loan at a job they are overqualified for. 53.6% of bachelor degree holders under the age of 25 are jobless or unemployed. These people are working in jobs that require no more than a high school degree. Some examples of these jobs are a waiter and working in retail. The salary is barely enough to get by, let alone enough to start paying off their debt. There needs to be enough jobs so that students feel confident that they can find a job when they graduate from college. There have been many cuts to education programs. Teachers are getting paid less and classroom sizes are increasing. While decreasing their salary may first seem beneficial, it will ultimately hurt the United States in the long run. Eventually, if not already, many teachers would resent the government and take actions, such as go on strike. As a result, students would not attain the best education possible and end up being unable to reach their full potential. The lost chance of students to become successful will cause the citizens in America to be incapable of competing with other countries, and America may end up becoming a weak country. Another rising problem with school today is the increasing number of students in each class. It is hard for students to find personal time with teachers. To save time, teachers assign more group projects because there are so many students that it would take forever to grade.
As a result, I, along with my fellow classmates and friends, would strongly appreciate it if you would consider taking a look at the points we mentioned. Specifically, the possibility of the government paying for education, creating more jobs and opportunities for students once they graduate, and continuing to fund art programs as well as the salary for teachers. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to see change occur soon, not only for the benefit of thousands of students across the nation, but also so that the United States will rise to the top and be viewed as a worldwide power once again.